This week, a gang bust in Brooklyn.
They're young, they're armed, and they don't care where their bullets land.
Plus, an NYPD officer attacked on camera.
We're going to do everything that's possible to catch them.
And the search for a stolen dog in the Bronx.
She belongs home safe.
Right now, Fox 5's Crime in the City. Here are the crimes from across the 5 boroughs. We begin this week in Brooklyn, where Fox 5's Lisa Evers takes us inside an NYPD gang bust.
A Fox 5 exclusive now. Nearly 24 alleged gang members accused of terrorizing parts of Brooklyn for years are now behind bars.
And the arrests are part of an operation by the NYPD and the Brooklyn DA. And Fox 5's Lisa Evers was there when it all went down.
We're here at an undisclosed location in Brooklyn to get an exclusive look at the hard work of an elite unit of NYPD detectives. They're going after the toughest criminals in New York City. They're young, they're armed, and they don't care where their bullets land. Dozens of NYPD detectives from the Gun Violence Suppression Unit and other specialized units came together hours before sunrise to be briefed on the case. Our Fox 5 camera was the only one allowed along on their mission to make streets and playgrounds safe from gunfire by taking down 18 alleged gang members indicted for second-degree murder, conspiracy, weapons possession, and other charges in 12 separate shootings.
When you take the shooters out of the equation, remove the shooters, reduce the shootings.
Countless hours by the Gun Violence Suppression Unit went into the investigation that led to the 85-count indictment and arrests of 15 alleged members of the drenched subset of the 9 Trey Bloods, also known as H-Town Billies, and 3 of their ops.
We make gun collars. We do search warrants. We're hitting doors at 06 daily.
The investigation dates back to an August 2021 nighttime shootout in a park filled with kids. When the gunfire erupts, the kids converge on the mom with a stroller to protect themselves and each other. There were broad daylight shootings too. In August 2022, they went spinning, a slang term for going out looking for ops and shooting them for no reason. We're about to go out with one of the units right now, and they say that these suspects are so dangerous and have so many guns, me and my crew need to put on these bulletproof vests.
Gotta wait till 06.
For the first time, 2 women detectives are leading the operation. We go to another location where suspect Dimitri Jean-Jacques, who's facing more than 24 charges, is taken to the 77th precinct to be booked.
I'd say the thing that sticks out in this investigation is the 2 homicides of 16-year-old kids that were committed by this gang.
There's a profound impact on the community when you see the worst of the worst being apprehended and placed in jail.
There's a lot less people getting hit by bullets because of these cases.
More alleged gang members are brought into the precinct.
Shooting guns in our streets cannot and will never be tolerated.
Of course, those arrested are presumed innocent until proven guilty. The dedicated detectives here at the Gun Violence Suppression Division say they will continue to investigate these cases in order to bring peace and safety to the community, no matter how long it takes.
Moving to Manhattan, a shocking assault on an NYPD officer is caught on camera.
Now to a disturbing attack on an NYPD traffic enforcement agent.
That's right. 4 people accused of spraying him with a fire extinguisher in an unprovoked attack. Fox 5's Linda Schmidt live in Harlem with the latest. Linda.
Yeah, first of all, good evening to both of you. And this thing happened last Thursday. It was just before 7 o'clock in the morning. Those suspects, after the assault, posted it on Instagram. And on that video, you can hear them laughing.
Yo.
The NYPD is asking for the public's help finding 4 suspects for this assault on an NYPD traffic agent. The agent sitting in his marked car on duty about 7 o'clock in the morning last Thursday at St. Nicholas Avenue and West 118th Street in Harlem, when the group pulled up beside him and sprayed a fire extinguisher into his face, and then laughed about it.
Lo diablo! Lo diablo!
The traffic agent was taken to the hospital in stable condition.
Traffic agents, police officers, correction officers, those who wear uniforms, they're not the individuals. They are symbols of our stability. And when you have clowns like that think they can spray a person who's doing their job with a fire extinguisher, we're going to do everything that's possible to catch them.
Mayor Adams outraged by the assault.
is not only disrespectful to a civil servant, but it is an attack on the foundation of our city. It's not a joke. It's not funny.
The NYPD releasing pictures of 2 of the suspects, hoping the public has information on where they are. One of them has been identified as 19-year-old Escarlin Polanco Gonzalez. Now, you probably noticed there in that video that was posted on Instagram, you can hear one of the suspects saying, "Lo Diablo, Lo Diablo." He says it twice. That means the devil. Now, anybody with any information about these guys, there's 4 of them. They've been able to identify one of them. They don't have the identity of the other, although they do have the picture, and they are still looking for 2 others in addition to that. You are asked to call Crime Stoppers, and the number is 1-800-577-TIPS.
Staying in Manhattan, a subway rider set on fire aboard a downtown 1 train.
People are horrified with what happened here this afternoon. This was a random attack. A police source telling me tonight that the suspect is known to them. He has a criminal record. A terrifying incident playing out aboard a moving train Saturday afternoon. Police say a man set another man on fire.
Oh, that's horrible. That's really horrible, yeah.
It happened just before 3 p.m. on a downtown 1 train at Houston Street. Police say the suspect, a 49-year-old man, threw an unknown flammable substance at a 23-year-old man as the train was pulling into the station. The victim's shirt caught fire, suffering burns to his neck, chest, and arm.
It's horrible, and mental health issues needs to be dealt with.
Once the train doors opened, authorities say the suspect took off. It was in that moment that a woman dropped her cell phone. The suspect picked it up and ran, but a short time after, police caught up to him after tracking him through the stolen phone.
I mean, it is good that at least they caught him. Obviously, pretty bad that it's happening in the first place, but, you know, the fact that they caught him right after is a good thing.
Charlton D'Souza is with Passengers United. He says more needs to be done to keep riders safe.
You don't see cops in the subway, and it's back to business as usual.
Although the incidents are increasing, crime in general is going down. And so you just have to be cautious.
Now the victim was taken to the hospital. He is expected to be okay. As for the suspect, charges are pending tonight.
Returning to Brooklyn, a driver tries to mow down pedestrians outside a Jewish school in Canarsie.
One driver is facing hate crime charges after allegedly attempting to mow down Orthodox men outside of a school. Let's get right to Good Day's Briella Tomasetti. She has more from where that attack happened in Flatlands, Brooklyn. Briella, what can you tell us?
Yeah, Tashani, such a disturbing incident. Police say that all is obviously calm now here outside that Brooklyn yeshiva, but track marks are still visible where 58-year-old Asghar Ali allegedly slammed the brakes of his car, turned it around, and then barreled toward innocent pedestrians.
This disturbing video shows a driver hopping the curb and accelerating his car down the sidewalk toward a group of men outside a Jewish school in Brooklyn. Some could be seen running for safety while others chased down the attacker, who was eventually arrested and identified as 58-year-old Asghar Ali. It all happened just before 11:30 yesterday morning in front of the Vien Yeshiva in Canarsie. Ali was reportedly driving his white Ford sedan down Glenwood Road, then turned east on 55th Street and erratically whipped the car around in the direction of several Orthodox Jews. According to Flatbush Shamrim Safety Patrol, Ali attempted to mow down a group of students and rabbis while shouting anti-Semitic slurs, including, "I'm gonna kill all the Jews." The NYPD says none of Ali's intended targets were hurt, listing 5 victims in the attack, including 3 18-year-old men, a 41-year-old man, and a 44-year-old man. Ali tried to drive off, but was quickly tracked down by community members and police. He was apprehended and taken into custody, now facing more than a dozen charges, including attempted murder, attempted assault, menacing reckless driving, and aggravated harassment. The NYPD Hate Crimes Task Force is investigating. According to the New York Post, who cited law enforcement sources, Ali works as a cab driver, is originally from Pakistan, and had been living in the U.S. for more than 2 decades. The paper went on to say that he has 4 prior arrests, including one dating back to 1998 for false personation and a history of mental illness.
In an interview with 1010 Wins, Mayor Adams said that Ali appeared to be emotionally disturbed.
He first ran into a pole and then seemed to have intentionally mounted the sidewalk. It's still under investigation. Some of the witnesses on the scene stated that he used anti-Semitic slurs in the process. He is determined at this time to appear to have been emotionally disturbed.
Back in Lower Manhattan, the man accused of punching random women in the city makes an unexpected announcement.
A man accused in 4 separate incidents, including sucker punching a woman and hate crimes, is back on the street after appearing before a judge and making bail today.
All right, Fox 5's Lisa Evers actually spoke to him and has more from Lower Manhattan.
May be documented to the blacks that I went down fighting for America. We must love America. We built it. It's amazing.
Self-described politician Skabuki Stora strolled out of his state Supreme Court arraignment after declining a court-appointed attorney. The 40-year-old, who claims to be a descendant of Marcus Garvey, was indicted for assaulting, stalking, and harassing women and men in 4 separate hate crimes. Manhattan DA Alvin Bragg says Skabuki Stora allegedly committed a series of hate-motivated incidents against several individuals based on their perceived gender, race, and religion. Stora, who gained notoriety on social media after allegedly attacking a TikToker, says it's a case of mistaken identity in a lineup.
Why did you go and get Skabuki if the girl picked out number 2?
Skabuki Stora reportedly has more than a dozen prior arrests. The DA says he is facing 3 counts of third-degree felony assault as a hate crime and other charges. The charges come as concerns over random attacks on city streets are on the rise. In one incident, he allegedly shouted anti-Semitic comments at a Jewish woman and her husband while chasing them. He claims they were harassing him and flat out denies any encounters with the other victims.
Those other people is ghosts.
Stora was able to walk outside of the courtroom because the judge denied the district attorney's request to have his bail increased to $25,000. He pleaded not guilty to all the charges and is expected to be back in court on August 6th.
And finally, in the Longwood section of the Bronx, a little boy's birthday party is spoiled by a dog napping.
Milkshake the dog. Stolen, her owner says, nearly a month ago from her Bronx apartment building. Now, to add insult to injury, someone has apparently been calling Milkshake's owner and making barking noises into the phone.
Fox 5's Richard G. Covis talked to the 10-year-old dachshund's owner and has more from the Longwood section of the Bronx.
Every time Monica Montanez hears a dog bark.
Yeah, I listen.
She wonders if it just might be Milkshake.
But it's not Milkshake, I know her bark.
Monica's 10-year-old female dachshund, an emotional support dog, was stolen nearly 4 weeks ago from Monica's building on Tiffany Street in the Bronx's Longwood section. But to this day, this mom can't understand how.
I threw a birthday party for my kid and I let them run in the hallway for the first time. They're kids, they're not gonna keep track of her. They're racing up and down the hall and they took her.
The they are this duo seen on surveillance video released by the NYPD from May 4th, the night that Milkshake was taken. The video shows them entering the building's first floor. One of them goes inside a doorway and after a few seconds appears to lure Milkshake out of the building's side entrance. Do you believe that Milkshake is okay?
I don't know. People who do things like that, like take dogs, they don't treat them like the way I would treat my Milkshake.
Since Milkshake's disappearance, Monica has received taunting phone calls with the person on the other end of the line making barking noises.
Okay, I'll put him on the phone. I'm telling the police, like, no, they know who I am, they know where I live, they know exactly what I look like, they're targeting me.
Monica hasn't slept in weeks and has spent most days walking the streets of her neighborhood looking for her first love.
Bring her home. She doesn't want to be with you. She belongs home, safe. You could never love her the way we love her.
If you've seen Milkshake, if you know where she may be at, the NYPD says call them at 1-800-577-TIPS. But as for Monica, she's not asking any questions. She doesn't want to press any charges. And at this point, she's even offering a reward. Just call her and give her Milkshake back. She wants her baby home.
And that's this week's Crime in the City. Subscribe for more at youtube.com/Fox5NY.